into the video. This is what we'll be going through today. The funnel I've used, the stage 1 testing, adjusting your Facebook ads column so you can actually analyze your data, when to turn off your ads. Stage 2 is scaling your ads to 1k a day, 2k a day, 3k a day, and then using retargeting and lookalike campaigns. Then stage 4 is scaling your ads to 10k a day. 8 is volume ad limits that Facebook recently introduced. 9 is simplified ad account structures, and 10 profitable Shopify apps. So before I continue, I know you guys want to see the figures, so let's refresh this page. I'm on Shopify, refresh. I'm going to go back to January 2020 to December 2020. As you can see here, so I actually started the store in December 2019 on a WordPress account, and then I switched over to Shopify on around 30th of January, which is my first sales. And then Chinese New Year hit, so I had to switch off the ads, and then COVID hit, so yeah, I just left them on until April when I switched it back on. As you can see, I started scaling to up to 2k days, and then I got stuck around this point. Went to 3, a bit of 5, a bit of 4, and I was just struggling. I didn't know how to hit the 5 figures a day until I learned Dave Nash Zeus method, which helped me scale to 10k a day. You can see there. Then over to my Facebook ads. We'll refresh this. Select Jan to December 2020, and I sorted this by purchases here, and as you can see, I'm still running this retargeting campaign, I'm still running this Zeus campaign, which is cost caps at 4k a day, and it's literally on autopilot. I don't really need to do anything. Even these two are on autopilot as well. So yeah, so first we have to discuss the funnel. Not many people understand this funnel, and not many people get taught it, because you usually just skip the stage, like skip a few steps. So you skip this step and you don't really target awareness, but it's still good to know about this funnel. So let's say you have a customer here, he makes his way down this funnel. He knows nothing about your brand, and this is the first time he's seen your brand. Usually could be on your socials, or your Facebook ads, or even like in real life if your brand is that big. So raising awareness, then moving down the funnel is middle of the funnel, where you would now target your customers who know a bit more about you, and now you could hit them with a offering, or you could hit them with a more detailed description of your product. And then moving down is bottom of the funnel, and this is where you hit them with an offer or a review, and you basically persuade them to buy now. So it's a 3-step funnel, and then the last one is they've made it through, and now they're a loyal customer, and you can keep retargeting them, like post purchase upsells. So after 6 weeks, 3 weeks, you could advertise to them again and be like, oh, let's check out this range of products, and yeah, you can also send out emails, etc. So starting out, usually you sell to impulse buyers at the top of the funnel using conversion optimized campaigns and not awareness campaigns. This is because we're low on budget and we just want to target those who are willing to spend. But as you start building a brand, like I am now, so my brand's been going on for a year now, you start to raise awareness using other campaigns. So such as there's awareness campaign, traffic campaign, reach campaigns, etc. You could also optimize for conversions, but you don't select purchase and you select the add to cart. So you're optimizing for conversions, but it's more likely that people will add to cart, and then you retarget them with a retargeting campaign. So that is the funnel in a nutshell. So you finish setting up your store and you're ready to run your ads. Let's just go through this quick checklist to make sure everything is set up correctly. So make sure your payment gateways are set up, your product descriptions are good, your social media has some content on it, so then when people land on your Facebook and Instagram page, it doesn't look like it's a dead business. Make sure you have your emails and SMS flows set up on Klaviyo and SMS Bump, and we're good to go to launch our first campaigns. So during this stage, we'll be testing out our products, our ad creatives, our ad copies, and the interest groups we're using. This is to help us find out what works best before we move on to scaling. Remember, during this stage, you don't have to be profitable. You're just collecting data and making sure you're sort of breaking even so you can continue running your ads. Alright, so let's create our first campaign for testing. You go create, conversions, continue. This is the new layout that I hate. So this will be tofu testing v1. Simples. Make sure it's set to conversions, and then your first ad set. This can be the name of your interest. I'm just gonna put interest 1. Choose an event. Might be purchase. You need to verify pixel. This is a new ad account that I'm creating it on. That one's set to £5. Make sure to set to next day, so it always starts at 12 AM. Locations, and then you could. I also do people living in this location. The problem is with targeting UK now is that you're gonna have to charge 20% VAT on all your sales, which is a bummer, and it's really painful to keep track of unless you're all set up with the UK VAT registration numbers and all that stuff. I wouldn't advise advertising to the UK anymore, because it basically eats up 20% of your sale. Canada. Come on, Facebook. Canada, New Zealand, Australia. You can do like France, Germany, Italy. Sometimes Spain buys from me as well. And then leave it at 18, blah blah. This is where it goes in, so you exclude dropshipping. So you excluded that. Let's just say you're selling gym gear, so anyone that talks about gym, you literally can just do this. World Gym, Pure Gym. What's this one? Gymnastics, Gymshark. Okay, we can just target Gymshark for now. Switch that tick off. Manual placements. Now the problem with manual placements is they don't like you using it. So when you press around like this, switch these off. So you should only have your stories ticked on and the feed and explore. This conversions event will set to 0, change to 0, and they'll tell you, oh, you won't make any sales. Just ignore that message. They're just trying to make you want to use automatic placements. So now it's time to create your ad. So I could just call this carousel 1. Let's just use this one. Afflex, select your account. Afflex was a gym store that I did set up, but I didn't go forward with. And Afflex came from athlete and a bunch of other words that are combined together. So carousel, and you literally just put in your images, blah blah blah, headline, URL. I usually 7 carousel cards works best for me, so you just keep adding it like this. 2, 4, 6, 7. And then you add your primary text. So this could be get fit at home or something, and then up to 50% off. Shop now, afflex.com. Yep. You can use emojis as well. So let's just find the arm one. Not too sure if this records the pop-up screen, but what the hell? Okay, there, muscle. Okay, get a fit at home. Put your URL and change this to shop now, and then change the pixel at the bottom. Make sure you set up your pixel, and now you basically duplicate this twice. Now this only works for niche stores, so if you're like running a wrong product store, which I don't advise, you use a single image, right, and then you duplicate it. But then if you're running like a niche store like I am, you duplicate it 2 times. This will still be carousel 1, and this will be copy. You could change this text now. I know you can have like multiple variants here, right? But the problem with this is you don't know which one Facebook is working well with. So Facebook will pump out all 3 of this and test which one works well, but you don't know which one actually works to copy. Like, is this one better or this one? And that's why I never use this. And you could change this to whatever you want. Let's start training together at home. I don't know what you guys want. So that's that, and then another text for this. So once you have 3 copies, we're testing the copy now, which is the text and not the creative. Once you have that, you duplicate this 9 times. So now you got that. You go edit. Now you can either start from the top here, which is the bottom one. It's a bit silly, I don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And then you could change the audience basically. So Gymshark, World Gym, Under Armour, switch that one off. Fitness, people who like jogging, maybe whatever your product's like, whatever your product is. You can select this, so press this shift and then click the top one. You scroll back up to the ad set name, click this cog item, and then we'll press this plus button, ad set, click interest, and then ad set custom. The thing is, you don't have custom audiences right now, so it's fine. So you just click rename, and there you go. It'll change it all for you. So if you go into this one, let's just say you have 4 or 5 of them. I wouldn't advise it because you don't know which interest is working. You click rename and it'll put all 5. So now that we've got your first campaign set up, it's time to adjust your columns so you can analyze your data correctly. So going back to the ads manager, I want to click on this button here and click customize columns. I'm not going to go through each one, but these are the ones that you want to add to your list, and we'll go through the reason why later. So you could pause the video, do whatever you want, and just add this to your list. Leave these unchecked. That's it. And then these are the videos that you can, the video related ones that you can add to your columns. And then click save as preset once you're done. Optimal columns or whatever you want to name it, and click apply. So now that we've adjusted your columns, we just need to let Facebook do its thing. Usually I'll give it 2 days for them to optimize and learn, and after that I'll review the ads. So after 2 days, if the CPM is above $15, or the CTR is below 1%, or the cost per click is above $1, or the add to cart is 0, then I'll switch off the ad set. However, if there is a purchase, then it all comes down to the purchase, because that means it's profitable and you can leave that ad set running. Now after 3 days, if that ad set still doesn't get a purchase, then we have a problem. You have to switch that off, and from here you decide if you continue with this campaign. If you have 5 ad sets still running with 5 purchases in total, that is great. You just keep that running, and just let Facebook do its thing. And this is how you work out your break-even ROAS. So we're going to go over to the ads manager now, and we'll just take a look inside my ads. As you can see, this campaign's been running for a while now, and there's over 100 ad sets in this campaign, and I've basically just been duplicating and increasing budget. So going to the first ad set here, I switched it off on day 3. As you can see, the budget was £5, amount spent was 15. The CPMs here were really good, they're really cheap, so I don't really need to focus on this column anymore. CTRs 1.6% and 1% on average, so 2% and 1.2% on average is fine. Don't need to look at these. Cost per click is below $1. We're good. So to be honest, these 4 columns I don't need to look at anymore. I just need to focus on this side here. Even add to carts, I don't really need to look at it because most of my ad sets do get add to carts, so now I'm just relying on the purchase conversion. Second ad set, I left it running for 5 days and it only got 1 purchase even though I had 80 add to carts. So this is a problem. There must be a problem with my landing page then, or the price being too expensive, so everyone's dropping off at the checkout. And if they're dropping off at the purchase page, then it might be the shipping time, or it might even be the checkout flow. You never know. But after like testing, you will then figure out what works best for your website. So the third ad set, switch this off on the day 3. This was a duplicated ad set. As you can see, £10 a day, so £30. This one was doing really well, so I kept it on for 10 days and it must have stopped performing on the end last few days. This one, 7 days, it wasn't performing. £5 was this 8 days and it was 3.4 ROAS. I should have really increased this budget here. This one I switched off after 4 days. This one I must have duplicated it or increased the budget to make it £30 and let that run for a while. Actually, that must have been like 15 days or something, or 20 days, yeah, 600, and so forth. You literally just base it on the break-even ROAS and you scale from there. However, if you have issues on this side and with these metrics where your CPM is above $15 or your CTR is really low, like 0.2%, 0.5%, or your cost per click is on $1, then you need to look at testing more creatives, testing more audiences. But usually it's down to your creative on your copy and also your landing page. So now it's stage 2, scaling ads to 1k a day. A few weeks have gone by and you finally found your winning creatives, you finally found your winning interests. It's time to scale. Most of it is really just increasing the budgets of your winning ad sets or duplicating the winners and testing new interests with suggested audiences. So going back to the ads manager, you can see here we sort this by purchases. All I really done was increase these budgets, like this one's £60, £30, and they remain profitable. However, if they started fatiguing, then you turn them off or you reduce the budget again. And you can also duplicate winning ad sets. However, it's not guaranteed that it would perform the same. So just because this one's at 3.7 ROAS and I duplicate it again, it doesn't mean that it's going to get 3.7 ROAS again. So please keep that in mind and I'll explain why now. So let's just say you have a winning creative and the audience size was 30 million for that interest. Let's just draw this box in and it has a 30 million audience size. If you're running $5 a day, you're only ever gonna reach about this much of the audience because it's about 1,000 reach per day. Let's just say your CPM was $5, and this is performing really well, right, with a 4 ROAS. So what you do is you duplicate it once, and set this at $5 again. But Facebook isn't going to give you this segment. They're going to give you a new segment over here, and this segment can be really bad, so it won't perform, and after 3 days you're just going to shut it off completely. Whilst you duplicate this one, you also increase this budget by 100% if the ROAS was above 4. If the ROAS is between 2 and 4, then you increase it by 50%. So in this case it would go up to $10, let's just say, with a 4.5 ROAS. Yep. And now after 2 days, this is still performing really well, and you're like, great, let's just increase this again. And you keep increasing this every 2 to 3 days until it becomes unprofitable, or until it starts slowing down the performance. Now the reason why it will slow down is because this segment size is increasing the bigger the budget. Now this is $10, right? This one here, these two gaps, and those could be performing really well. However, at $20 the segments is starting to get really big, and Facebook can't find the people who will buy, and that's when it starts becoming unprofitable. So let's just say you increase this to $30 now. At $30 for that one ad set, it's going to become unprofitable because you're finding this audience here, if you get what I mean. And that's why you slow it down, and then you have many other ad sets that might be winning at the same time. So with this $5, you can also duplicate it. So this is still step 1, guys. So you could also duplicate it into 3 different ad sets, or 5, however many you want. It depends on your budget. So you got 3 here, 3 new ad sets, S2, S1, S3. This is suggested audience 1, suggested audience 2, and 3. So suggested audience is choosing another interest that's suggested or similar to Gymshark, and Facebook will choose for you. Let's just say this one's Nike, Adidas, and JD. And surprisingly, they're all performing really well at 3 ROAS, 4 ROAS, and 4 ROAS. So this one you would increase it by 50%, the budget. You'll increase this by 100% the budget, and this one you increase by 100% the budget. Sorry for the poor handwriting. So once you've done that, you let it run for 2 days and so on. Switch on, switch off, scale up, it's up to you. Whilst also duplicating these into finding more interests that are winning. Of course, not all of them is gonna win, so you might spend some money wasting money. I don't really see it as wasting money because you're still testing. Like those ones aren't working, these ones are working, and you literally build a little spider web, and you just keep. No, this one, no. You just keep duplicating and finding new interests, while also increasing the budget of these. As long as they're winning, right? As long as they're winning, you increase the budgets. So here. And that is how you scale to like 1k a day, 2k a day. So after you've reached like 100 purchase events, or maybe 200, you're now ready to create retargeting campaigns. You're not just quite yet ready to create lookalike audiences. I usually wait until 500 purchases or 1,000 before I create them. So I'm going to show you how to create these audiences within the ad manager. So within the audience section, you go up here, create custom audience, and there are a bunch of sources that you can use, and usually the typical ones that you want to use is website, Instagram account, video if you're running video ads, Facebook page, and that's it. So let's go into website first, and there's a bunch here that you could select from. So all website visitors, easy one there, 180 days, and you could just select all website visitors 180 days, and you click create audience, and you just keep creating these custom audiences for all of them. So page view, view content, add to cart, search, maybe, initiate checkout, and purchase. These 3 you don't really need. So once we've set up these custom audiences, it's time to create our LLAs, also known as lookalike audiences, also known as LAAs, LALs. So click up here, create lookalike audience. Now you literally can create it for all of them. You should test all of the custom audiences. So for now, let's just do the purchase 180. Click purchase 180. You can switch this off, and you could actually try that as well. It's value based, and you want to do your top country that you sell to. So mine are United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, blah blah blah. And then you click 5 here, and you do 2% segments. I used to do 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 3, 0 to 4, and trust me, it takes forever to set up. You have to create audience for 1% and then close, finish it, open it again, 0 to 2, close, and then so on. It's really long, and I don't actually know if it affects the results or not when running ads. So once you create this, you click create audience, then you just keep doing it for all the other ones. So add to cart 180, close that, same countries again, blah blah blah, segment of 5, and just shift this up. You can see the audience sizes are 4.8 million between these 2%. So once you've set up these audiences, we now create these campaigns. I'm just going to head over to Paint and draw out like a quick diagram of how you're going to structure these campaigns. So over here, let's do the retargeting campaign first. It's a whole new campaign, and it will be the bottom of the funnel. And in this campaign, you want to set up one ad set for now, and the ad set will be targeting your page viewers in the past 180 days, excluding purchase 30. So people who purchased 30 days ago, within the last 30 days. And within this ad set here, let me just draw a box. Within this ad set here, you're gonna have 5 different ads, or however many different ads you want in this retargeting campaign. Remember, you're retargeting customers who know about you and they've visited your page. So these ads can be like an offering. So this could be, oh, get 10% off. This one can be get 15% off within the ad level, and this one can be, oh, this is a review from our customer, blah blah blah, and then you quote it, of course. And this one could be a long description about your product. Maybe they're confused, the customers, regarding what your product is and what it does, or the benefits. So this long description will help. And maybe this is a shorter description, but it's just slightly different with offering. You get the gist. Now you just want to test these different creatives and different offerings. You could also test video content, carousels, images. Once you have this set up, you then duplicate this into different ad sets, depending on how many custom audiences you have, right? So if you set up PV 180, you also got add to cart 180, you got IC 180, you got video views 50%. You get the gist, and you can just keep creating these ad sets for each custom audience. And by the end of it, you should have around like 10 ad sets in here and 5 ads in each one. And you let that campaign run at £4 a day per ad set. Then same rules apply after 3 days or 2 days. If there are no add to carts, then switch it off. After 4 days, if there's no purchases, then switch it off. So that's the retargeting campaign set out over there. If we move that to one side and we go to, now we're going to create a lookalike audience, right? Campaign. What you want to do is find your winning ads from the previous testing campaigns. Let's just say you got 2 winning ads here. You got 2 winning ads. They're doing great. Oh. 2 winning ads here. What you do want to do now is duplicate this into a new campaign. So your new campaign would be top of funnel LLA V1. You then duplicate this into this ad set here, right? This ad set here would be, let's just say, add to cart 180 LLA from 0% to 10%. Now there are different testing methods. But previously I would actually do this. So I'll do this box here, but I'll split it into 5. This is just the best way to illustrate it. And in fact, this will be 0% to 2%. Then this will be 2% to 4%. And then this will be 4% to 6%. You get the gist, all the way up to 10%. Let me just actually do it for you guys. 6 to 8%, and then 8% to 10%. And then I would actually name this campaign Add to Cart LLA if I was running it this way. If I was running it this way, I would use this title, and I would use multiple ad sets with different audiences. So it would instead won't look like this. It will look like this. It will be IC 180 LLA 0% to 10%. Yeah, move that in there. This one could be VV 50% LLA 0% to 10%. So in this one campaign, you have all your LLAs from different audiences. This one's add to cart, this one's initiate checkout, video views 50%, etc. Whereas if you're going to do this testing method, both of them work. It's just whichever way you want to test. This will have to have one campaign, and then you're going to have to set up another campaign. This is second campaign for initiate checkout. Then you're going to check out another third campaign for VV50. So you have 3 campaigns here. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys there too much, but once you get the gist of Facebook ads, you will understand retargeting and lookalike audiences. And majority of it is just testing. You need to keep testing these audiences, keep trying out new ads, creatives, and so on. But now we're on stage 4 now. You're doing 2Ks a day, 3Ks a day, and you're wondering, how the hell do I get to 10K a day? I was in the same position as you. I was stuck at the 3K mark for about a solid 4 months. Like I was just not moving. I was moving like a couple hundreds a day, and then some weeks I'd fall back down and creep back up and so forth. However, shout out to Dave Nash with his Zeus method. I was actually able to scale to 10K a day. I actually bought his course. It's very cheap. It was like $60. So I was like, you know what? I might as well drop this. I was actually on holiday in Austria during COVID. Bad me, yep, terrible. Bought it on holiday, watched it. It was just I think it was a 1-hour video about the Zeus method. And with this, I was able to scale to 10K a day during November. and literally it's the same setup as your other campaigns, except the campaign budget is a CBO running at 4k a day with a cost cap. The cost cap is very important. If you don't put this in, you would spend 4k a day, and I don't want that happening. Make sure it's at a cost cap. So we head back into our manager here. We can see this one's at 4k a day. You don't have to set at 4k, it could be 1k, 2k, 3k, whatever you're comfortable with spending. And that doesn't mean it's gonna spend 4k a day, because you're putting a cost cap on it, which means it might spend 1k today, spend 500 tomorrow, 500 the day after, 2k the day after. It depends if Facebook can find the customers for you. So go into this ad set, and we can look here. So we sorted by purchases now, and you can see this one, 366 purchases. Like, this is on autopilot, guys. I don't need to do anything. When there's unprofitable days, it won't spend because you set a cost cap. So let's just edit this. See, at campaign level, I put 4k budget, cost cap. Usually it's set to highest value, but I put it to cost cap, and I'll click into this ad set here, scroll all the way down, and you put your cost control for your ad set. So mine is usually around £20. It depends what yours is. Usually you work it out from your average cost per result from your previous campaigns. So let's just base it on this. You can see this is average at £18. So I'll just put an extra £2 in, and I'd be like, Facebook, you got £20 to find a purchase. So based on that, Facebook will go out and try and find a purchase for every £20 spent. However, it's not guaranteed that they will. I've had some ad sets where the ROAS was terrible. So let me just sort this. You can see here it spent £30 no sales, £40 no sales, £140 one ROAS. And so when it comes to like ad sets like this, you just switch it off. The segment that Facebook's targeting is just not profitable, so you can either switch it off and then duplicate it again, or you just switch it off and you leave it. So this campaign is still active, and as you can see here, you can sort it by purchases. You can see that you can leave this on autopilot, and the bigger the budgets and the more campaigns you have at cost cap, the more money you'll make profitably at scale. I'm comfortable with making like 5k a day in sales. Anything more, it just gets a bit too stressful, like on the back end. Because I'm running a niche store, it's very hard to maintain, and there's a lot of queries, a lot of emails, and I haven't actually outsourced to a VA. I'll do this with my partner, and we just tackle the emails every day. And because it's during COVID and we're in lockdown, we have the time, so it's okay. So yeah, this is how you scale to 10k a day, and I managed to do it on Black Friday. So if we just jump to the 26th of November, maybe not this, it went, oh wait, what? Oh, I have to get back out. So as you can see, 26th of November, I spent 1.4k and I was at 5k sales. But this doesn't include all of my purchases, remember, and this is in pounds. So in dollars, I've hit the 10k, and this is profitably. Like, we're talking about 30% profit or even more. And to be honest, I'm happy with that. Any like profit margins for products like with a 4 markup, it's just a bit sad. I just feel like you're ripping off your customers too much. Yeah, so yeah, that's my moral anyways. So that's that. This was Black Friday last month, so you can see it was crazy. Okay, that was one day. The 1st of November, I don't know what happened. We went to like a road trip, And we woke up and I was like, what the hell just happened? My campaigns were just spending like crazy. I was like, wait, what is going on here? And that was amazing. That was just crazy that day. That was about 15k in dollars, including organic sales. So yeah, that is how you scale to 10k a day. It's very simple. Just put your winning ad sets into a CPO at 4, like with a cost cap, and then let it spend. If it's not spending, like by day 3, that means your cost control is too low. So you just increase the budget by 2, like the cost control by $2, if you get what I mean. So if it's not spending at $20, then I'll increase it to $22. And that is how you scale to 10k a day. Next is I want to talk about ad limits that Facebook's introduced in 2021, which is this year. The deadline is the 4th of May, and by that date, any business who has more than 250 ads and in this category, something is going to happen, and I don't know what's going to happen because I'm above that 250 ad limit. I'm at like 300 ads. The thing is though, you could see that I've spent 200k ad spend within my year, so I should really be under this category. However, when I messaged Facebook ad support, all they said was, as of the moment, we do not have an option to increase it. And I was like, are you guys seriously like releasing a feature without the ability to increase the cap for your clients? Like how is that even possible? I spend like 300k with them a year, and this year I want to hit like 600k ad spend. But how do I do that when I only have a 250 ad limit and they can't do anything about it? So the reason why they introduced this is because they don't want us to test single interest, and they don't want us to test so many ads. They want us to put everything in dynamic ads, in one ad set with 10 audiences, because they're like, oh, the Facebook algorithm is elite, you can trust us, just give us your audiences in this one ad set and you can trust us to give you sales. I don't trust them. I'd rather test my interests. But now, because I know my winning interests, I do group them up now. But I do spend a lot of my ads, like this limit here, on testing. So the ad account simplified funnel. Usually, like, you don't really need to be that complex. Your ad account can just have 4 campaigns running. One testing campaign, unless, let's just say you have 4 different products. That means you're going to have 4 different testing campaigns, right? And then you'll have 4 scaling campaigns for these 4 product groups. Yeah. So retargeting, you're gonna of course have 4 and then 4. It depends how many product groups you're trying to advertise. At the beginning, you're only gonna advertise 1. So there's that. 6% of your ad budget should be going into the top of the funnel, 25% in the middle of the funnel, but you don't, at the beginning, this doesn't really matter. That only, like, middle of the funnel only really affects you when you're running a big brand like myself. And then the bottom of the funnel is your retargeting campaigns. So in reality, you don't really need this one. This one will probably be 70%, this one will be about 30%. So that's that. Profitable Shopify apps that you can use today is Klaviyo. I think they've made about 50k for me, or roughly around there. I haven't really checked, it's been a while. But they send out emails. Sendinblue is I send emails out to my subscribers list, like a campaign email, like Happy New Year's or Merry Christmas, here's 10% off, etc. Klaviyo, if you use Klaviyo for that, it's very expensive. I think it's like $500 a month if you're at like a 20k sub list. So yeah, Sendinblue. Looks is importing your reviews from AliExpress. Reconvert post-purchase upsell is collecting birthdays, so you can send out birthday emails and also giving a discount after they bought something, which they have to use within 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever you set the timer on. The next one is SMS bump, which is very useful as well, and it only really works if the customer gives you their number so that you can send them SMS abandoned cart flows. Tidio live chat, simple, it's just a live chat, and I've made it into a bot so that if they have frequently asked questions, they can just click through the bot and the bot will answer. Ultimate special offers is just automated discounts, so like spend £100 and get this off, spend £200 and get this off, etc. And that is basically all you need for the